Sup gamers, morbidly obese Eastern Europeaner here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Pokemon rumors, news, that kind of stuff. You guys know what the deal is. Let's get right into it. Starting things off, we got ourselves this right here, which is an official confirmation again from Nintendo on when we will actually see the Nintendo Direct in April. So they pretty much reaffirm it, saying join us on April 2nd at 15:00 CEST. So that's the standard time, by the way. For those guys who don't know, that's the standard European time, the Central European time for when the Directs happen. So if you're used to like Nintendo Directs happening at a specific time for you, it's going to be happening at that usual time. So you guys can convert this. Mostly for Americans, you guys are going to have to wake up early. It's going to be early in the morning for you because I think there's like, if we just take the, I guess, East Coast of America, that should probably land at like early in the morning for you guys, like, you gotta go 7 hours back in time here. So somewhere around like 7, 8 in the morning, 9 maybe even, you guys should be able to watch this, give or take, I think at least. I could be totally off base here. I don't even know, to be real with you. Yeah, like 8 in the morning. So 8 a.m. for East Coast Americans in case you want to get the proper times for it. But basically, it just confirms again that it's going to be join us for April 2nd, 15 CST, Nintendo Direct, for Nintendo Switch 2, where we will share a closer look at Nintendo Switch 2. And they also do leave a link here, which goes directly to the page where this is going to be happening. And they even have a floating Switch 2, playing like the trailer we already saw, I think, like playing aspects or parts of it, I guess, in some way, which is pretty neat. And you guys can actually change your region at the bottom here. If you go here and you guys can see when it's going to be happening for you by changing your region. And if you're in the UK, it's going to be at 2 p.m. UK time on that April 2nd. So at least we're not going to have to wait, and we're not going to have to wait until the end of April or something to see it. It's going to be at the beginning of April, but I do think it's a bit of a dick move to tweet this so early. But also, there is an important reason I'm bringing this up. It is a really important reason. It's the main reason I'm even bringing this up at all. And it's mainly this. I wonder if them tweeting this is almost a preemptive move to kind of tell us that we're not going to get a Direct in February. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if we look up somebody like specifically, I think Central Pokemon actually brought this up. But like if you look up Centro's tweets here, you will see that he actually brought up a very important point a while back, which is that Nintendo always, and this is coming from Switch 2 stock, but they, Centro kind of just retweeted it. But basically, Switch 2 stock said Nintendo always had a Direct in February for the last 6 years. And guess what? If you look at it, yes, they've had a Nintendo Direct every single year for the last 6, right? So we go in order here, starting from 2019, you had one that came out on February 14th. You had one in 2020 that came out on February 20th. And again, not all of these are going to be like not all of them are massive directs. Like I think this one here for Animal Crossing was just an Animal Crossing Direct, but it's besides the point. There was always a Direct, right? And the original tweet actually here, the original tweet comes from somebody else, totally different, by the way, which we're going to give credit to in a second. But basically, you had one in 2020 on the 20th of February. You had one in 2021 on the 18th of February. You had one on the 10th of February in 2022, one on the 9th of February in 2023, and one on the 21st of February 2024. The original tweet, by the way, is from Our Game TV, which is a Japanese account, I think, on Twitter, saying the long-awaited month of February has finally arrived. I don't know what to expect, but I hope something good happens because usually something like does usually drop here. So that's when you put into question then, why are they tweeting this out? Is this a preemptive way of almost telling us you're not going to get a Nintendo Direct in February because you're getting a Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 in April? Is that what this is meant to imply? Because that's kind of what the vibe it's giving me. And I'd love to know you guys' thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below because frankly speaking, I really do not know. Like I honestly have no clue. Like I'm not sure what this might be meaning, but I have a feeling that's maybe what they're implying. I'm hoping I'm wrong because I really do think we need a Nintendo Direct in February to finish off the regular Nintendo, right? Like the Switch, right? Like the regular Switch needs to be finished off with any games that need to be released, revealed, anything like that needs to be shown before we go all the way into the Switch 2 pre-orders and stuff, which is going to happen in April. So it's about time that gets sorted. But unfortunately, it's a little bit of a weird one. But we'll see. Like it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting one to say the least. So there's that. Next thing though, we do have a confirmation of the this weekend, specifically what you're gonna be able to get your hands on, which is the Outbreak event. It's gonna be a bunch of bird Pokemon. So it's gonna be focusing on Fletchling, Starly, and Pikipek. It's gonna run from February 7th until the 9th. So this weekend, if you guys want to go get your hands on these Pokemon, they're not gonna have increased shiny odds, but they're gonna have mass outbreaks. So it's just gonna be a higher chance of getting a shiny one nonetheless. But there you go. That's that. Moving on to the next subject, which is gonna be these two rumor posts. These are from 4chan, so I thought we'd take a look at what they have to say. But here's basically essentially what this one is saying, which is Pokemon ZA trailer. And this literally, again, just could be BS. Most likely is BS, given that it's a short one and it was sent to me. Probably not going to be anything valuable in this, but let's see what it says. Pokemon ZA trailer takes place in future Lumio City, 4 times the size of the city we saw in X and Y. Not that crazy. A look at a few new Megas. Mega Zygarde before the title card. Now, we do know the Mega, I think, Zeraora. Mega Zeraora is actually confirmed, by the way. And the reason we know Mega Zeraora is confirmed is because it was actually leaked. Like, they leaked Mega Zeraora a while back, thanks to the like Game Freak leaker, the Terra leak, that kind of leaked that information. I think Mega Zygarde was one of them too. So Mega Zygarde and Mega Zeraora were kind of confirmed. It says that apparently Mega Zygarde before the title card, a Stinger, I guess like some sort of, sound, teases a mysterious new Pokemon, an opposite to Zygarde, which we already have talked about the possibility of a sort of, another legendary to sort of conflict with Zygarde. Already has been a discussion, especially with the Z and the A, the Z representing Zygarde and the A potentially representing this new Pokemon. Then they say there's some Pokemon TCG Pocket updates, talking a bit about its popularity and how it's been quite a hit, sure. Ends with a teaser for Generation 10, which is highly possible. They've done this in the past, and I've said this a million times, and I'm going to say it again. It is highly possible they could hint at Gen 10. But that does not mean they're going to reveal the name of the game and it's going to come out this year. No, they're going to do the same thing they did with Legends ZA, if not worse. And what I mean by worse is they're not even going to give us a logo or a name. They're just going to tell us, hey guys, so you guys know how they announced a Nintendo Switch 2? Well, we want to tell you that we're working on the next mainline Pokemon RPG game, and it's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. That's all they're going to say. You're not going to see gameplay. You're not going to see a title. You're not going to see a logo. None of that shit. I would love if that was the case. I would love if we actually did get to see something, but realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. I think all we're going to see is just them confirming that they're working on the next mainline Pokemon title for the Switch 2, just to make sure that people buy the Switch 2, because that's all it's going to do. It's just to imply to people, hey guys, go and buy the Switch 2, because you're going to be able to play our next game on it, so make sure you buy that goddamn console. That's all it's going to do. So I'm pretty sure we will see a teaser for Gen 10. Again, teaser. No reveal of the region, no reveal of the logo, no reveal of the name, no reveal of the location it's going to be based on, no reveal of a release date, just 2026. We're working on a mainline Pokemon RPG for the Nintendo Switch 2, because that's exactly what they did when the Switch was coming out in 2017. When the Switch was announced already at that point and was coming out in the March of that year, we already knew of its existence since like October, November of the year prior in 2016. But we already knew about it. So in Pokemon Day in 2020, I think it was like 2017, we actually had them confirmed during the Pokemon Day, if I'm not mistaken, that they were working on a mainline RPG for the next console, which was Nintendo Switch, right? They said we were working on a mainline Pokemon RPG game for the Switch. That game came out in 2018, a year later, and was Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. There you go. In 2017, though, we still just got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So that was still a game for the, at the time, current console, which same thing now. We're going to get Legends ZA as the game for the current console we have, which is the Nintendo Switch, until the Switch 2 is released. So there you go. But either way, what he says here ends with a Gen 10 teaser, takes place in a new region based on all of Japan, Kanto, Johto, etc. Not included, but islands are split up in a way that celebrates these regions. Each section of the islands have different environments, releasing February 27th, 2025. So I'm guessing he's saying that the Presents is releasing on the 27th, 2025. I'm guessing that's what he's implying here, but nonetheless, again, very short rumor, nothing really of much value to really gander from this one, but it does again add to this speculation of like Gen 10, and will Gen 10 be showing up, or not showing up, but at least being mentioned, right? Will they mention it? And they're not going to say Generation 10 of Pokemon. They're going to probably just, give us the usual spiel of, we're working on a title, it's going to be on the Switch 2, so look forward to it in 2026. That's all it's going to be, right? There's not going to be much else than that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Moving on. We have a bit of a weird, goofy rumor from the Jizzler, who says, what a fucking name, who says, gonna reveal some new ZA stuff. I'm probably gonna look dumb, but here we go anyways. Game takes place alongside Legends Arceus. You work with a Paldean moving company. They start a beautification projects, but want to know what the regional Pokemon like, so they start living in the city. It's implied the city was destroyed by a war, but never outright stated. The leader of this beautification project is Lysander's ancestor. You get your starter from a Nimona ancestor. There's a side side quest here where you work with Kurt's ancestor who makes the Pokeballs. I think Kurt created the original Pokeball to make new Pokeballs, and there you go, and buy them from the shop. Now for the stuff you care for: new Pokemon and forms. Miltank, Fairy White Holstein Cow, Gligar line, Rock and Fighting, Neptide, it's a Seeking evolution, actually really cool, and I guess he drew up his own versions of it, which looks kind of hilarious. Water Steel, Lockamore, which is a Love Disc evolution, Water Fairy, Carnivise, a Carnivine convergent form, Steel type, uses Milcery sweets to lure them in and eat them based on an oven. That's fucked up. And then Garchomp, Water Dragon, Actual Shark. We aren't allowed to take phones into the studio, so I drew these from what I remember. Don't care enough to make them look good. All right, studio would be implying that you work there, which I highly doubt unless you work for like the Pokemon company and then you get to see shit. I don't know, but nonetheless, it is intriguing to say the least, but also highly unlikely to be real. So I'm going to leave that one right there. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about right here is coming to us from Soul Silver, and he's actually showing some stuff here from a YouTuber called Devi Darks. So shout out to Devi Darks for the original, I guess, image, because I think this was inspired by images from their video. So shout out to them first and foremost. And then second of all, what is Soul actually saying? He says it's wild, but what if the A, so again, we're talking about the A, the giant A in the ZA logo. He's saying, what if the A in the Pokemon Legends ZA is a Pokemon or form? This entire time, we've kind of had a good idea of what it would look like. Well, what is he talking about? Well, the X of a Pokemon, Pokemon X, is blue, shaped like Xerneas, and has antlers. The Y of Pokemon Y is red, shaped like a Yveltal, and has its wing claws. Now, the Z of ZA is black and green, shaped like 50% Zygarde, and covered in hexagonal patterns. So it stands to reason that if the A is a Pokemon, it'll be a light green, shaped like this A in some way, and possibly be related to leaves or scales. Gets me so hyped. I know it's an obvious thing that I and many others have already pointed out, but this is a post I set up for 2 other posts as well. Legends. So again, I agree with this concept that this most likely is hinting at a legendary. What that is, we don't know. It could also be hinting at just some sort of location in the game. Now keep in mind, it could be hinting at a location. It could be hinting at a Pokemon. It could be hinting at a tree, a literal tree that we'll be interacting with. It could be hinting at a lot of stuff. Like, it could be literally, like, if the game is set in the past, which, by the way, I know we've been talking a lot about the game being set in the future, but there is a high probability the game could also be set in the past, and if so, the A might just represent the Tree of Life, like an actual literal tree in place of where Lumio's tower later sits, because maybe the tree gets destroyed, maybe it goes full Teldrassil. If you get that one, you get that one. But point is, something like that could be implied here. Again, we don't really know. We just have to wait and see if anything does actually crop up from it. But nonetheless, I am intrigued. I am very intrigued, ladies and gentlemen. So that's that one. And I think for the most part, that is pretty much that. I don't think there's really much else to cover for this one. I think we've gone through mostly everything. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be finishing up the video for today. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. And also, guys, we're almost there. It's almost Pokemon Day. Finally, man, I've been waiting for a year for some news, some info. Finally, we're going to get something. I'm just excited for that. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and let's enjoy this countdown to Pokemon Day. Peace.